What is up, y'all? New drive shaft is in, and I'm pretty impressed. It's got I think it's a 1310 U-joint in it, which is rebuildable. So if this goes bad again, I can actually do something about it, not have to buy a whole new drive shaft. It came with a brand new center support bushing. I was gonna cut this off and then put my JXB one on there, but I don't think I'm going to. I really am kind of curious about how long this stock one will last. So I'm gonna keep the stock one on there and just time it. It's really not hard to change, especially with this drive shaft compared to what's under there. So the plan for today is to throw on the new drive shaft, and I think we can get it done pretty quickly. So all we gotta do is pull the exhaust, undo some bolts at both ends here. That one's gonna be kind of a pain on the differential side. It's that 50 millimeter. Yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, exhaust is out. Now all we need to do is take off the three that guibo is hard to say. We need to take off the three guibo bolts. We need to take off the center support bushing, that JXB thing that I have. And then we need to take off the 50 millimeter nut on the differential. Then the drive shaft comes out. So it's really not a hard job, honestly, especially if you've done this stuff before. Maybe like 7 times, you get really good at it. Especially removing the exhaust, that becomes just second nature, really. So let's get the drive shaft the rest of the way out. We've got the rear nut there off the diff out of the way. And I'm just trying to figure out, let's see if I can zoom this out. There we go. I'm trying to figure out where the movement, like where the play is in the drive shaft. And I hear a lot of noise coming from like where the spline connection is right here. I can see a little bit of movement in the U-joint, not nearly as much as I thought there would be, but the fact that I hear this up here and this like feels loose and there's any play at all in these. Let me see if I can get the, got a lot of room down here, sorry. All right, I'm gonna try to get it to where you can see the movement. Okay. All terrible videos. Take my word for it. There's a little bit of play in the U-joint. There's a lot of play, a lot of slop feeling up here. When I put my hand on the transmission and move this, I don't feel the same slop that I feel inside the drive shaft here. So something in this is not happy. This is not happy. So regardless of what's wrong, we have a whole new thing. I really don't care at this point. All I know is that it vibrates. I'm tired of it doing it. Okay, drive shaft is out. I did not have nearly as much play in the U-joint as I thought I would. So my guess is it's just enough to make a vibration, but it's probably why the vibration doesn't show up until 70, 80 miles an hour, or when you try to like dig into it real hard. So it's slightly hurt, but not that hurt. I'm catching it before it gets worse, basically. So excited for it to get out. Let's grab it. Words. So old one out, let's throw the new one in and see if it fixes it. Okay, so a little bit of oversight. The JXB center support bushing has a, hold on, let me grab one. So the JXB setup has a bolt with a actual, like a bigger OD than the threads for bushings, right? And it's designed for their thing. The stock one, it won't accept anything past what these threads are. So it gets stuck right here and I can't tighten it down. So I checked my my handy dandy bolt bucket, and I'm pretty sure these right here are the original ones from the car. It's why you never throw bolts away. They fit perfect. They don't really match anything around it, but they do fit really, really well. So even if they're not the correct ones, they're the correct ones now. Okay, new drive shaft is pretty much in. Just gotta go tighten that axle nut over there. To knock it loose, you just basically have to pull real hard. The instructions were unclear, and by unclear, I mean they didn't have any instructions. So this collar didn't have to be taken off to do anything. I did, and it made it easier, I guess. But yeah, I pulled the collar up and then just pulled on the collar, and then it kind of got loose. So tight here, everything good is here. Everything right here is good. Now we're gonna go back there and Loctite and put that axle nut on there. I still feel like a little bit of play, but that tells me that it's something back there that's the problem. But I don't hear anything, right? Like it's quiet now, so there's no like clanking. So I do still think that these have helped. I don't think they can be my transmission mounts because these are brand new, or not brand new, but I did them whenever I did the clutch, which was like what, 10, 15,000 miles ago. So I don't think these would be the problem. But I would say if it's not a drive shaft completely, it's either these or the differential bushings, which we have new ones of. We just were lazy and didn't put them in. No, not lazy. We didn't have the proper tool. That's the problem, not us being lazy. So I had the old drive shaft in the vise here while I was removing the center support bushing and bearing, because the JXB thing's fine, and that center support bearing is actually brand new. So I'm going to keep those just as a, you know, as spare parts. I think they're good. They're good still. But I was able to twist this drive shaft, and you can really start to hear the play in the U-joints. So I don't know if you can see that or if you can hear it, but it's definitely, you know, something in there is loose. It's just loose enough, I think, to start to vibrate. So I think we're just catching it really, really early in its failure process, which I'm not mad about. I'm not sure if you can hear me that well. It's raining in the shop and it's, you know, a loud roof. Obviously we did leak some fluid at the drift event. No idea how much I did leak. No idea how much is still in the thing. Maybe it's all gone. I have no idea. It doesn't appear so. I don't notice that big of a leak or a puddle like at work or when I park somewhere. So I don't think that it's like this crazy big leak. But I think that it's leaking slow enough that I'll have a new differential setup, or like an LSD, before it runs out of fluid. Because I'd like to probably go to an LSD if I'm going to continue to drive this car on the road a lot, just because the welded diff is a bit annoying. It's very fun, but it is annoying. So we've got the axle to diff nut tight. We've got the carrier up there tight. And then we've got the 3 bolts that go to that guibo that's attached to the transmission. Those are all tight as well. So driveline is good to go under here. And all we got left to do is put the exhaust back on the car. So let's knock that out real quick and we'll be done. All right, car is on the ground, drive shaft is in, exhaust is in, skid plate is on. I think that is everything. Let's jump in here and see how she feels. Just pulling it out right there felt immensely better. It felt a lot more secure compared to what it used to be. So we're not gonna do the full loop today. I don't need a full loop's worth of data from the car. I'm just gonna do the little short one we do, and then see what it does. I'm not even gonna pull traction control all the way off. So that feels about the same, maybe a little bit better. That already feels better right there. I know I didn't give it anything hardly, but oh yeah, that's better. There's still like the slop that I feel, but it's not nearly what it was. I think the slop that I'm feeling, or not slop, it's the, there's an aspect of just having a very heavy clutch with the tied rear end that I think makes the car kind of pulse a little bit. A little more involved than we would have hoped for, because it was literally replacing every piece of the driveline to make the vibration go away. But we're here now, so that's all we should focus on. Butter smooth, absolutely butter smooth. Okay, well, car's fixed. So we'll see how long. All right, calm down. I think at this point we've pretty much replaced the entire driveline. So I feel like, you know, we'll at least get what, 20, 40, 50 good thousand miles out of it, beating the heck out of it. I do not know if I'm going to keep the welded differential forever in the car, because it is a bit aggressive for street driving. And if I do get another car that I'm going to, you know, kind of sanction as a track car, I don't need to have 2 cars that are, you know, track-based cars. So I'll probably end up replacing the differential with a at least an LSD. I don't want to go back to open, because open's garbage, but I definitely don't need it to be welded if it's not going to be the dedicated drift car. Even though we don't have full power, I do know that I would have felt it already. That's really nice. I'm really happy with that. That thing, it's like just sewing machine. They're in a vibration in this car right now. Super, super, super happy with that. And with that, I will conclude our test drive. It feels good. It feels really good. Whole new driveline seems to have fixed the vibration. I'd hope so. But yeah, car feels really, really good. I think the next thing the car needs is probably to go through the injectors and see which ones are leaking, replace the leaking ones. That gave me a heart attack. Just my washer fluid, everyone. False alarm. Every BMW owner knows that sound and is terrified of it. But let's add some washer fluid first. But yeah, we need to do the injector check, see which ones are leaking, replace those, get that buttoned up, and then from there it's pretty much just wait until we feel like pulling the motor to do the single turbo swap on it and get that whole party started. So we're moving along with the car. I'm real happy with it. I'm excited to have the drivetrain fixed finally, where I feel confident in it. And yeah, we'll just go from here. I appreciate y'all watching and sharing the experience with me, and we'll see you next time.